So another team that got knocked out early, and it was kind of anticipated given the fact that Damian Lillard was hurt and he came back based off of early expectations from a blood clot. But Giannis was playing that whole series pretty much himself, right? They ended up losing to the Indiana Pacers as well. But now the talks, and you hear it kind of over the past 48 hours. We saw how that season ended. We saw that, Dame is going to be hurt for a year if it's an Achilles, injury.
Mm.
And you don't know what kind of Dame you're going to get back because the one that we already had before was okay, right? Um, Now it's really time for Giannis to consider what to do with himself because it's looking kind of bleak in Milwaukee right now. So, does Giannis get moved this summer? Does he ask to get moved?
Yeah, I mean, if he wants to win, he has to, man. Like, no offense, Milwaukee fans, like he
Yeah,
has to because Dame's out next year for sure. Like,
yeah.
I think he's out for the whole season. I don't anticipate seeing Dame in a Bucks uniform next season. And if he's out, bro, this team is maybe a sixth seed, right? Fringe playing team, maybe because like Brooke Lopez is getting older. Bobby Portis, he's not going to do anything. We all saw our boy Kuzma in Game One scored 0.0. Did his best Tony Snell impersonation. Like because I remember Tony Snell
Zeros on
dropped
the
like
board.
0.00000. Like bro, like I thought Kyle Kuzma in a sort of winning culture would improve, but
Yeah,
bro, that probably made Giannis want to leave even more now if he wants to leave. Like
yeah.
this is what you guys got, and this is what he did, bro. Just give me back Middleton, bro, because at least Middleton I know he's gonna drop 15 easy. But yeah, he needs if he wants to win a championship, bro, he's got to go, bro.
Yeah.
Um, especially if Dame were to come back in 2026 and an Achilles injury in your mid 30s, bro, he's not gonna be the same guy, bro. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
like it's gonna suck for Dame. And I don't know if you
Yeah.
can trade Dame Lillard's contract for anything. The Bucks don't have a pick until 2031,
Yeah.
so they don't have any real assets to give up. Yeah, bro, like
2031. Oh, they got to go in the rebuild. They
they
have
got
to.
to they got to go to rebuild. So, so it's going to be a very interesting. It's May 12th right now. It's going to be very interesting next month because I think depending on who loses and who wins the NBA championship can determine who's available. Like let's say
Yeah.
the OKC Thunder lose to Denver, you know, that might they might have to pick up the phone and go, hey, like we'll give you either Cheddar because you have to give up Cheddar Jalen Williams if you're gonna trade for Giannis. So
Mm.
I think Giannis is probably gonna chill for a bit, wait till the playoffs to finish, and then maybe be like, oh, maybe I can go there, maybe I can fit in there or whatever. But yeah, he's got
Yeah.
to go, bro. He's got to go. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the timeline is very interesting because nothing is really clear cut. Like the way that the chips can fall are very like if it goes this way, then these things may happen after that.
Fuck.
It depends on who gets the first pick. It depends who gets this pick. It depends. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? A lot of things kind of depend on things to happen very soon, right?
Right.
Because yeah, it's getting kind of down to the wire for the next month. So the fact that they have no picks for 4 or 5 years, for 5 years,
None.
like that team still feels very much the same team from 2021 when they won.
Yeah.
I don't know why, although they have a Porter Jr. and Kuzma, and they got different players here and there, Dame, but it's still they need to just dismantle the whole team essentially because having Giannis there without much to do with around him, it's a waste of talent. It's a waste of time,
Hmm.
right? The Bucks should come to realization that they can't win with what they have, especially with Dame being hurt. And Giannis seems like he's coming to realize, and he's just going about it the nicest way possible to
Yeah.
say, you know what, I gotta go, guys, right? Because they asked him that right after the season. And, obviously, you're not going to answer those questions with all those emotions, but it probably didn't take him long to kind of digest. Oh shoot, Dame's out like all year next year. It didn't take
Yeah.
long, right? Like by the time he got home, right? And just one thing I kind of want to think of, like Dame used to be a dunker. I can't recall seeing him dunk this season. So
I
I could be wrong.
think yeah, I think people were saying that he was kind of hobbled this season still, like on the low. Like he wasn't really telling people anything. So I don't know if that contributed to the blood clot. I don't know, I'm not a doctor or anything. I don't know if there's any correlation there. Achilles, like I know that I think if you put a lot of strain on your calf, you can kind of tear your Achilles, I think. I think that's what happened to
It's a
KD
ligament
that 1 year.
attached to your calf. Yeah. So
Yeah, it's your calf, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
So yeah.
just as I think about it, like I haven't seen Dame dunk in a while. I haven't
Mm,
seen him dunk in a while, and like that's the Dame that we all grew to love, right? He was doing both, right? And then when you can kind of tell when a player starts shooting more, like they say it about LeBron too, right? Like they're just chucking up shots sometimes, right? So that's not a formula to win, especially with like such a unique player like Giannis, right? Like Giannis, there's certain things that he can't do. So it's almost like you have to put him in position almost all the time, right?
sure.
So he needs to be surrounded with a team that can do that. It sucks because the Milwaukee, experiment is gonna not end well. It's not gonna end well at all. So
I know, like in recent like time, yes, it's not going to end well, whatever. But like in theory, like he brought him a championship. The last
yeah,
time they won a championship was what? Who's on that team, bro? Was it? Oh my, his name is it Kareem? I can't remember. Whoever was
yep.
on the Milwaukee Bucks, I can't think of the top of my head right now.
Mm.
And they won NBA championship for the Milwaukee Bucks and stuff like that. Milwaukee is a like in perspective compared to other teams in the NBA. Like nobody wants to go to Milwaukee. You know what I'm trying
Yeah,
to say? So the fact that they drafted Giannis, built him up, blah blah blah, winning like won an NBA championship. I mean that's a plus, dog. I think that's a plus, and I think that's the same reason why like Toronto Raptor fans didn't really care about Kawhi leaving. Like they cared, but it wasn't like oh my god Kawhi left because
yeah,
he brought us a championship. You know what I'm trying to say?
yeah,
Giannis brought them a
yeah.
championship. I think Milwaukee's still in a decent position depending on their GM because Giannis is still in his prime, still for me anyway, still top 2 in the league. So
Hmm.
with a guy like that, you could probably get a couple of nice assets to kind of, maybe not completely, like tank or whatever, but maybe do a little bit of a retool because the East is weak, bro. Outside of New York, Cleveland, and Boston, like there's still space out there to kind of maybe fill in those last bottom 3 spots. But yeah,
Hmm.
Milwaukee, man, like Giannis has got to go. But the only thing is, everybody's saying, where is he going to go? People are talking about joining the Lakers. We got to stop that.
Yeah.
People are saying if Boston gets knocked out by the Knicks, trade him for Jaylen Brown. You know what I'm trying to say? Like the playoffs, like once they end, bro, the rumor mill is gonna end.
Yeah.
Like, bro, nobody's gonna talk about the championship.
Yeah.
Whoever wins this year, it's not gonna be celebrated that much, bro. It's just gonna be
Yeah.
like it'll be like, okay, anyways, like who's gonna go here? Who's gonna go there? That's what it's
No
gonna be,
facts.
man.
Yeah, it seems like everyone's thinking about the next championship right now,
I know.
right? It's that's how it's kind of getting. Like, there's only 6 or 7 teams that should care right now about the championship, which is like Golden State and all the teams still in the contention. Cleveland can forget
Yeah.
it. Cleveland's thinking about next season right now too. Like, just to put that in perspective. But yeah, there's a very few teams that are thinking about winning this year. The other teams are thinking about what they're going to be doing for next year, right? So there's a lot of movement to happen. But yeah, honestly, I'm a fan of. Like, I don't like the personnel on the Bucks. I don't like Kyle
Mm,
Kuzma, Porter Jr. He's a great player, but like he needs it seems like he needs leadership, right?
mm.
Um, all the other guys, Lopez,
He old.
it's just stale. Yeah, it's a stale team now. I would trade Giannis for as many picks as you can get,
Mm-hmm.
picks and almost picks alone. If you want to get one kind of player to kind of help you win some games next year to keep your fans happy, cool. But the rest of it should be picks all out the wazoo up to 2029, 2030. Because if you're really playing, like as you said, it really depends on the GM. Are you looking to make money and sell tickets, or are you looking to win? Because there's very few GMs that try to sell tickets through winning, right? They just try to, get the biggest name that they can and sell some tickets, win some games, sell some tickets, whatever, right?
Yeah, make the fans happy. But but question for you, right? Hypothetically, right? Because I think top of my head, I know Houston could potentially get the first pick, even though it's like really low, and out of the Raptors can get the first pick, right? Those are the top, like those are the 2 teams I can think of top of my head. Do you think now if they were to get the number 1 pick, is that worth to trade for Giannis? Which is essentially Cooper Flag for Giannis, essentially, because he's the number 1 pick.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah, yeah,
wow, okay,
yeah. Like it
wow.
was just a straight up first pick for Giannis, or
Well,
like
because of
pick
contracts, they're gonna
plus.
have to
Okay,
maybe like fill out the contract stuff. But I'm saying essentially the main asset of the trade would be the first round pick. I mean, sorry, the first pick in on this year's draft.
If I was Houston, I would trade Jalen Green in the first round in the first pick for Giannis.
Wow. Okay.
Giannis and something else. Like I don't know, they could sweeten the deal somehow on the Milwaukee side because Jalen Green in the first round pick is a lot, but Giannis is a lot too. But maybe just add in a little something. Raptors. If the Raptors were, I'll give up. I'll give up the first pick for that for sure, for sure. For teams that just
Damn.
need one thing away from the championship, for sure, for sure. Because
Wow.
Milwaukee should want the first pick. They should want Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
They should start from scratch. They should start from scratch for sure.
But well, I'm thinking from the perspective of like, should the Raptors or Houston in this hypothetical scenario, of course, like if they were to get number one pick, like if Cooper Flag is who he's supposed to be, that's what 15 to 20 years because he plays on the wing, he can shoot and stuff, so he'd be in the NBA for a pretty long time, barring injury. Like,
Yeah,
is that worth 3 to 4 or 5 years of Giannis to
yeah.
trade for? Yeah, okay.
For the chance to win right now, oh, nothing is promised. Nothing is
You're right.
guaranteed.
You're right. You're
Right.
right.
So
Yeah. Nothing. Yeah,
yeah,
nothing's promised.
you
Even if
gotta
you
take
get
one
Cooper
now.
Flag, it's not guaranteed you're gonna win a chip. So
Right.
I definitely
Right.
hear you. That'd just be interesting because if those if those ping pong balls fall and one of those teams get it's gonna be a
Yeah.
rumor for the next month, bro. Like, should they trade Cooper Flag or the first round pick for Giannis? So
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Facts.